How y'all are today? I'm so glad y'all able to see me, and I bet it makes you so happy. Listen, I'm going to talk a little bit today about coronavirus, and then I'm not going to belabor anything. I just have something special at the end for Lapis. I know. Those of you that are listening, you know, in normal, regular viewers, are like, oh my goodness, this girl again. Hey, listen, I was very harsh on this young person, and I believe rightfully so. But when I prejudged, when I snap judged the way this lovely young lady was responding to me, I projected a lot of my toughness on her. And I got to remember something. Everybody is not exactly like the ogre. Glad to see you, Mrs. Ripley. I got something that'll be sending off to you Friday at the very latest. Thanks for your patience. But the wood sales are coming to an end, and we'll have to figure out something else that we'll do for this channel to send you a little something at least once a month. But this Friday, it'll be a nice day for you to where you have a little extra, not nothing really to speak of, but a little bit extra. And you will be able, fuck everybody. Yeah. Review the Earth. Lost my train of thought there. That's great. Good morning. Love it, man. Love it. Review the Earth. Love you, brother. So I'm going to get right into the show proper. That way we can talk about coronavirus. And this song, this first song, coincidentally, is for the one, the only Big Red Clinton Cox. Love you, my brother, from a more beautiful mother. I hope that our few remaining friends give up on trying to save us. I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few that forgave us. I hope the fences we mended fall down beneath their own weight, and I hope we hang on past the last exit. I hope it's already too late. I hope the junkyard a few miles from here one day burns down, and I hope the rising black cloud carries me far away, and I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I'd lie, tell everyone you were a good wife, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises. I'm pretty sure they're all wrong. I hope it stays dark forever. I hope the worst isn't over. I hope you blink before I do. I pray that I never get sober. And I hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say. And I hope that if I found the strength to walk out, you'd just stay the fuck out of my way. I am drowning. There is no sight of land. You're coming down with me, hand in unlovable hand, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. Yes. That was the one and the only Jeff Darnell and the Mountain Goats performing, made popular by Moral Oral, the tune No Children. One of my favorite bands, and the closing hymn will also be by that particular band. Today, our drink of choice will be 19 Crimes red wine blend. Why? Because the end draweth nigh. Apparently, Big Red Clinton Cox, there's 35 or so cases of coronavirus in Michigan. I got some news for y'all. Two things. I'm going to start out two things. Number one, this virus was created in a lab in Wuhan. I'm not guessing. I'm telling you. Chinese scientists created this virus out of SARS. They wanted the sudden acute respiratory syndrome. They wanted something that was sudden, but they wanted something that you would have for 2 weeks and pass on to other people. And they made it. Now, this time, it appears. Now, this is speculation. That, what I just told you, was gospel, God's honest truth. This part, speculation. They want the world to end. They want to have a way to wipe out the older population. This part isn't speculation. This coronavirus is not as dangerous or deadly as our normal Spanish flu. It's not. We lose, President Trump eloquently said yesterday, we lose 35 to 70,000 people a year from the flu in America only, in the United States of America only. So this is not anything that we need to panic over. Listen, don't go around, getting close to people right now. I don't care if it was a coronavirus at that time of the year. Getting all lovey-dovey in people's faces, letting them get their droplets all over you, and getting right in your face. You're inhaling it right in. And if you do come in contact with people, make it minimal. Don't touch your face. Make it a rule. Don't touch that's a bad. You see me always doing this stuff. I got these habits where I got these weird tics where I watch the videos that I do, and I just did it. There was no itch there. I just have these weird tics. It's just things that I do because public speaking is nerve-wracking, even for someone like me. I was a preacher for years, and I'm public speaking right now. No matter who, I can't say no matter who you are, but most people that are relatively normal, they have that reaction. I don't believe this is the one. We're back to speculation, but they're working on it. Who are they? I don't know what to call them. The Illuminati, the cabal of satanic, illuminists, the Masons. What do you want to call them? What we could call them? The Rosicrucians. What do we call them this week? The Bohemians. What shall we name them? Hezbollah? How about that? Maybe a little Mujahideen. It's all the same thing. These death cults that worship who I and my ancestors would call the adversary. The one that is like a roaring lion looking around to see who they can devour, who they can gobble up, who is weak. Yeah, you're right, Big Red Clinton Cox. I figured you'd be on board with this. It's on purpose. It's not a mistake. It wasn't an accident. They created this virus. They can do it once. They can do it again. Oh, a very short time. I get to prepare lunch for myself and my business partner and a small crew today. And it makes me happy. I love providing food, and I like to watch people eat my food. I'm a fairly good cook, as you can see by all the fat, superfluous flesh hanging about on the ogre's flabby body. But, I got to go do that. And I want to get to my final point. But don't think for a second that the coronavirus was not created by man in China, Wuhan, with the idea of calling the old. So a few young people die. Well, to the Chinese, they don't give a shit. They don't look at life and death like we do, folks. I hate to tell you that. I'm not being racial. You want to talk about, they're talking about it was racist because Trump closed the border to China. There is no more racist country than China. I mean, maybe Japan, maybe. But these countries are and what I mean by racist is that's got such a bad connotation. They're racist in these people's definition of racist. They love their own kind and they want to take care of their own kind first. They want their own kind moving into their country first. They want to be the movers and shakers in the world. They want their economy to be what controls and steers the outcome of many a global, I had a word for it, but it slipped my mind. hijinks, whatever. Insert your own word there at the end. We don't have to fear, folks. Put your faith in God. Then when you die, hey, I'm not saying you go to heaven either. For one, I don't believe you go to heaven when you die. If anybody cared to know what I thought, they could ask me in private. I'd tell them. I don't believe anybody because there's only like 10 people in heaven right now, and you can find them all in the Bible. Enoch's one. It says he walked with God and went to heaven. He never died. Everyone else, it says, who was it? Paul says, hey, we know that King David is dead and he sleeps. His grave is with us now, and he has not yet ascended. Now, if King David did not ascend to heaven, don't think your grandma did. Because I got bad news for you. King David was a much greater human being than your grandma. Mine too, okay? All right, I don't mean any disrespect by that. My humble opinion, King David, my ancestor, was the greatest king throughout all of history, even though he wasn't the wisest or the richest. He was the greatest king throughout all history because when he found Saul, when he had the one that was trying to kill him, he took his water jug, he took his canteen, and he tied a ribbon around his sword. And then he went off some distance and called to him and says, Saul, look, my men and I, we infiltrated your cave this night, this very night, and you were under my sword. Look, I have your canteen in my hand. My ribbon is on your sword. Please, let's be friends again. Your son Jonathan is my best friend. Can we make up? You be king. I'll be your greatest warrior. Saul wouldn't listen to it. Oh, and so, I'm off on a tangent now, ain't I? King David was the greatest because in an all-out fight, he would have crushed Saul. It was David and his mighty men. The women sung songs. Saul has killed his thousands, but David his tens of thousands. And they threw rose petals on the street in front of the beautiful, red-haired and ruddy King David. That's why I have a serious problem with people telling me that I'm not a real Jew because of what Ashkenazi they're going to say, because Jews used to, no, Jews were always, it was easy to see us from others because of our light skin. It was why it was so easy to even tell us from a Nubian in Egypt. And Nubians are very light-skinned people. They're not Ethiopian by any stretch, but they're not pale like a Jew has been for eternity. Oh, talk about digressing. I don't know why I'm proud to be Jewish. It seems a strange thing to be proud of when I had absolutely no control over it, and it means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. So that said, don't worry about the coronavirus. Don't worry about it. If you get it and you die, more power to you. You get to find out the ultimate mystery. Either you don't know anything or you find out what happens then. Isn't that great? Death is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, even if that new chapter is eternal oblivion. So good to see you here, Members of Destruction. You were so cool yesterday. Maybe you'll timestamp this because I know I went on a long time yesterday about Lapis, but you know, I watched that video on her cover page on YouTube about 4 times yesterday, and I found my heart breaking. I found myself, you know, memes, you and I are a lot more alike than most people realize. I empathize sometimes too much. As much as I enjoy controversy and love to laugh about things and point out ignorance and just mock ignorance, I still have to say that it breaks my heart that I was so callous that if I knew anything about this young lady as I do now, because of her openness and honesty, putting this stuff right out there for me to see, I would never have spoken to her harshly. Never. I would have said exactly what I said, but I would have said it in a completely different way. And this young lady has now, without even her knowledge or without her own connivance, has found her way into an old, beleaguered curmudgeon of an ogre's heart. And there she sits, and there she will stay. It doesn't matter what she would ever do or anyone would ever say about me loving this young daughter of mine. Because what is she but a young daughter of mine? She's a daughter of Abraham, my father. And I love her. Lapis, I love you. I'm not sorry for what I am and who I am, but I love you. And you're going to make it, kid. Keep your head up. You're very intelligent. Focus that energy in all the positive ways you possibly can. And that said, look, I got my tagline to do at the end of this, and I don't want it to be too sappy. I'll lose my reputation. But this, Lapis, this song right here is for you. Good to see you, MCJK. Great show this morning, man. You've been having some good news shows. Glad you're back. I broke free on a Saturday morning. I put the pedal to the floor, headed north on Mills Avenue, and listened to the engine roar. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. My broken house behind me and a good thing ahead. Girl named Kathy wants a little of my time. 6 cylinders underneath the hood, crashing and kicking. Aha! Listen to the engine whine. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. Everybody. I played video games in a drunken haze. I was 17 years young. Hurt my knuckles punching the machines. Taste of scotch rich on my tongue. Come on now. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. And Kathy showed up and we hung out, trading sweets from a bottle, all bitter and clean, locking eyes, holding hands, twin high maintenance machines. I'm gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I drove home in the Michigan dusk. I could feel the alcohol inside of me hum. Picture the look on my stepfather's face, ready for the bad things to come. I downshifted as I pulled into the driveway, the engine screaming out, stuck in second gear. The scene is badly, as you might imagine, and a cavalcade of anger and fear. They'll be feasting, they'll be dancing in Jerusalem next year. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. No matter what happens in life, no matter if you're a lovely young Jewess like my friend Lapis, I had to keep saying Lapis, and some horrible old troll of an ogre comes along, remember who you are. Don't let anyone, this is a sermon to me as well as you folks, don't let anyone bring you down and make you show emotions, not make you, cause you to decide, because no one can make you do anything. Cause you to decide, to show emotions that you didn't mean in any way. It belittles you, even an old ogre. It makes you look horrible. It's in poor taste. And no one, me least of all, should find pleasure by demeaning or putting down someone else. That said, if you don't know my Twitter, find me. It's the Ghost of Ogre. Please follow me. I just got back on, excuse me, after being kicked off for only existing to cause harm. And I'm glad to be back, but I would like you to come and join me. Give me a follow. MC, I don't know if I followed you yet. I got to find all my old friends. Trying to get, Fat Pat, and not so much that other guy. I don't really care much about that crazy lefty, but Fat Pat, and there's others I could name, but I just realized now I'm going to start dogging other people. No. Let's not dog one another. Hey, and we have a crowd here, but I thank you all for being here. I'm sorry that you missed it. If you didn't see the beginning, hey, go back and watch it. Don't forget to tune into Dragon Bites, man. Don't miss Memes of Destruction channel. And every morning, right around, I want to say, what time is it, MCJK? 6 o'clock, I want to say, somewhere around there, 7 Eastern Standard Time. Tune in and check out MCJK. He has as good a news coverage as you'll ever see. Tucker Carlson or anyone. Very straightforward, very realistic coverage and insight in the news. And I sure hope to see you tomorrow, where we'll get together and we'll have another small drink and a short talk. We'll get to know each other better. And in the end, steel sharpens steel. So remember, be good to your friends, be good to your family members, be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, and your beloved, ever-loving, blue-eyed ogre will depart from you.